People, it is that time of year again where every single football YouTuber makes a video called their Premier League predictions. It's time to do mine before I change it 100 times because someone like Arsenal or Liverpool make a big signing. So with that said, let's begin. We're going to start off with 20th place, which is Burnley. Symbol, Yo-Yo Club. They did sign Kyle Walker. I doubt it'll make too much of a difference. But yeah, I'm sorry Burnley, you guys are just not that level. Obviously you're the Yo-Yo level. But I think that they could definitely pull off a few upsets against big teams, but except for that, they'll lose a lot of games against teams that they could have had a chance of beating. It'll be an interesting and confusing season for them, but a very disappointing one. 19th place, Sunderland. Another newly promoted side, obviously lost one of their stars, Joe Bellingham, in the transfer window to Dortmund, but I didn't think that would make too much of a difference, but just, I don't know, I have a feeling that they're not going to be able to find enough. They did make signings, they got Xhaka, so a lot of good things, a lot of positive things that would say, oh, you know what, they could stay up, but with looking at all the other teams, I just doubt it, and I think they will get relegated. Now we'll go to the final relegation spot, which is Everton. Now, I was considering not putting Everton here because I feel like Everton have a force field which won't let them get relegated. Yeah, it's weird, but their team's not excessively really good or really bad. I think if they just have one mess up of a season, they'll get relegated, but 100% will probably come up next season. Now we'll go into the teams who just survived and stayed in the Premier League. 17th place is Brentford. I was really tempted to put Brentford pretty lower, maybe 19th place, but I have a feeling they might be able to hold on. Obviously they got Kelleher in goals now, so that's a good goalkeeper improvement. But I don't know, I see something with Brentford. They lost in Burmo to Man United. They're losing players. They lost manager Thomas Frank to Spurs. So yeah, I'm sorry, Brentford fans, but yeah, not going to be a good season for you guys. But I'm sure you'll improve on that. Then we go to the 16th place, which will be West Ham. West Ham, sometimes, they're really good, top 5, or winning the Conference League, and then the other seasons, they're like at the very back. I think it'll be one of those seasons for them, more of a rebuilding season, and I do think one of next year, after this season, will be a good year for them. We go on to 15th place, which is Wolves. I still count this as just missing relegation, but the final one that does. Wolves is a team, once again like West Ham, which we've seen perform really well before, but also perform really badly. But yeah, I'm sorry, Wolves fans, it's not going to be a decent season, it's not going to be a good season for you guys, but you will be able to survive due to some good wins against lower ranked teams. Now we'll go into the teams, the mid-table category. Starting with 14th place Spurs. Honestly, it is an improvement from the last season where they came really low down. So them and Man United were really low down in the league, and that's where they finished last year. But they are Europa League winners. Obviously, they lost one of their players, Son. So you could argue they might be even lower. But I'm going with 14th place because once again, won't be a good season for them, but just escape relegation. We go on to 13th place, which will be Crystal Palace. The Crystal Palace team are the FA Cup winners from last season. They've got a great team, they've got great players, and they could definitely be really high on the list. Just a real feeling that they'll come 13th somehow. Sometimes there's like teams between Bournemouth, Palace, Fulham, they all finish in a similar position. So that's why I put Bournemouth just had them at 12th. Bournemouth are mid-table, but they can also perform really well when needed. And then if you go up to 11th, where I put Fulham, I don't know with Fulham, they're a decent side, they're not completely that bad, but they're not really that good, basically making them a mid-table side. Now we're going to the top 10, where 10th place, I put Brighton. Brighton, oh my god, yeah, I've said it 100 times, but there's so many teams in this, but they can have a bad or really good season. I think just a mediocre one for Brighton here, but yeah, they could definitely shock me and shock the world by making the top 5, top 4 possibly, it's very possible. 9th place is newly promoted Leeds United. You might think this is the weirdest decision that you've ever seen, and you'd be quite correct to say that. I don't know what I was thinking when I put Leeds, honestly, I don't know, but there's some feeling about Leeds. I think they'll come back into the league, perform well, and be one of those teams who will be able to stay up. And welcome back to the Premier League as a proper Premier League team, as I don't think they're going to be yo-yoing back and forth between the championship anymore, with a really decent season with coming 9th place. And I'm sure Leeds fans will be very happy with that. Just above them is Man United. Obviously, they did lose a few players. It looks like Garnacho might possibly leave as well. But Man United, it's Man United. So I doubt that just makes it even worse than what I said earlier. But I wanted to put 8 because I don't want to be so mean to them. They could definitely get relegated. I'm sorry. Have you guys seen who your striker is? It's literally Ibermo. I'm not saying he's very bad, but like, come on, you guys need to find a top quality striker. Should have kept Rashford, I say. 7th place, Nottingham Forest. Forest are full of a lot of controversy recently with all this UEFA and Conference League and Europa League things. I don't really care based on that. Could that affect them? I don't think it'll literally make any difference at all. But yeah, so I think decent season for them, but not the best. But Forest, we saw last season where they performed really well, and we thought they were going to get even to second, finish second last year, but it ended pretty poor for them. Now we're going to the final place before we go into the top 5. 6th place, Newcastle. Newcastle coming off their Carabao Cup win last season, which was their first in I don't know how many years, a lot of years. Yeah, they're a great team. We know they're a great team when they are, and they make great signings, they have great players, and I think they'll definitely get 6th. Not enough though for the top 5. Now I don't know how it really works. It used to be top 4 Champions League, apparently last season it was top 5 Champions League, so I don't know what it's going to be, but in 5th place I put Aston Villa. A team who I have so much hope in, a team that looks really good at times and can play really well. They've got great talent, a great manager. It all works for them, and if top 5 is Champions League position, they'll be very happy with that. We're on the 4th place where I put Manchester City. Once a dominant team who dominated every single year in a row and was winning the Premier League every year, until they got stopped last season by Liverpool, where they had quite a poor season. Still building a rebuild, but not necessarily really bad, just alright, pretty good though. 4th place is good. 3rd place is my team, Chelsea. I really wanted to put them in 1st or 2nd tier, but I saved the other 2 for later, because really, if I put Chelsea in 1st, that would be like the biggest everyone would say, oh, I'm lying, I'm just super biased, which I would completely agree with if I put Chelsea in 1st. We are the Club World Cup winners, which for a lot might not mean anything, but it shows that we have the capability of beating teams. If you also look at PSG's reaction after losing that final, I'm sure they believe it's not just a friendly. With that said, we had a poor season before, not last season, the season before that. Poor season would let us in the Conference League, and then last year we had a much better season, which we qualified for the Champions League, as well as destroying some random teams in the Conference League. There's a lot of hope for us, but let's just see if we can execute it. 2nd place is Arsenal. I think I mainly didn't want to put Chelsea in 2nd, but Arsenal there, just because I found it really funny when Arsenal gets 2nd and 2nd and 2nd, and they just get so close and even possibly supposed to be winning the title, and then they come 2nd. I think that would be a very similar scenario. But I'm going number 1, Liverpool. Yeah, Gyökeres, mate, you're not going to be able to do nothing for Arsenal because Liverpool are going to dominate. They'll be thinking of Jota throughout the season. I don't think that's something they'll forget. They'll be playing for him. It'll be emotional. It will be powerful, and they'll play some really good football. Like, their team, they're the Premier League champions of last year, and I 100% think they'll do it again. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching, I really appreciate it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Leave your predictions down in the comments. Goodbye, guys.